So I think this is where couples used to hang locks as a symbol of their undying love. Well, now they have this plexiglass and people are, I don't know, like writing in Sharpie or magic marker or something, which is probably a little bit more symbolic of the length of time that some of these relationships last. Alright, so just got out of the subway here and got this, it's kind of a neo-Renaissance building. It was built during the Renaissance and then it was burned down during one of France's revolutions. And one of the ways that you can always tell that a building was built in the Renaissance is by looking at the windows. And if you see a cross formed, well, that's most likely a Renaissance period piece of architecture. Alright, so we just got into Paris today and took the subway here to the heart of the city, quite literally. Behind me is the Isle de la Cite, which I think I'm pronouncing that right, which means island of the city. This is one of two natural islands on the Seine River here in Paris, and has fortifications, or really a history of fortifications that date all the way back to Julius Caesar. So I'm kind of rolling with this big group right here, and I don't really know what all we're going to see. We might dodge off and do a little looking around by ourselves, but yeah, just going to kind of do a little city walk here in Paris. This is just kind of cool. Nothing especially historic, but this is kind of Paris as it used to be. You know, the old part of the city, narrow streets, lots of people, lots of food, lots of interesting smells. But I don't know, really neat. Kind of gives you a taste of what Paris might have been like at one time. Just a small glimpse. Alright, so this bridge right here, which goes over to the island of the city, is called the Pont Neuf. I think I'm mispronouncing that correctly, but it's the new bridge. And the irony is that it was completed in 1606, and it is the oldest standing bridge in Paris. Kind of cool. I was going to jump in and join this group, but they're not speaking my language. Okay, here's another tour. Let's see if I can slip in and hijack this one. Oh, crud. They're speaking Italian. I don't speak that. Alright, so this is... Actually, I don't know what this is, but it looks cool, so I'm filming it. What does it say? Fountain of St. Michael? Okay. Looks cool. Looks old, so I'll have to check it out later. Okay, somebody that speaks French. Tell me what this means. I see 1944 in there, so I'm guessing it has something to do with World War II. So I had an opportunity to come to Paris a few years ago, and by far one of my favorite stops in the entire city, oh, hold up, was this place right here, the Cathedral of Notre Dame, which looked a lot different then than what it does now. Unfortunately, had a tragic fire in 2019 that burned up the spire, a bunch of the roof. So we're going to take a little walk around and kind of see what they're doing to restore this historic cathedral. Alright, so this is a look at some of the scaffolding and work that they're doing on the northern side of the cathedral. And it's kind of hard to see because they've got this big wall here to kind of keep people from getting in. And I'll show you just how much they don't want people to get in. Hang on a second. So here's how much they don't want people getting in to the cathedral grounds. Look at that. That would rip a hole in your jeans for sure. And here's a look at some of the stained glass that you can see is just absolutely smoke damaged and charred. Golly, this is so sad. Man. Okay, now a lot of the original wood from the roof was burned in the fire in 2019, and I think this is some of the framing that they're trying to rebuild it with, right there along with those flying buttresses there, famous piece of architecture for the cathedral. Here from the backside you can see where the spire once stood. Of course, it went up in flames too during the 2019 fire. Huh. So from this side here, you can really get a good look at the roof collapse and also the absence of the spire. It's taken a hit, but it's still there. So the Cathedral of Notre Dame started construction in 1160, finished up I think around 1260. And after that, it's had a shaky history. Kind of fell into disrepair at one point. It was desecrated and torn up during the French Revolution. And then Napoleon came in 1804, I think, was crowned emperor here. And then kind of fell into disrepair again. And then whenever Victor Hugo wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame, kind of revived interest in it. So even though the fire was a tragic event, well, it's just going to become another piece in the long history of this great structure. So, kind of interesting to see it before and after, though. Hey, Britain, this is France. How about you just stay in your own lane?